Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not going to be picking up classics. We're going to be scrapping out a car and going to talk about the whole process of scrapping out a car. Different ways you can make money on the car, such as parting it out, the scrap value, certain items that you want to pull off the car to improve your profits. So right now it is 9 a.m. and I'm going to pick up a Jeep Compass, I think a 15 Jeep Compass. And the lady has an engine issue. She's already junked the title. So normally if I were to get this with an engine issue, I would list it on Marketplace, bad engine, and it would probably sell pretty fast for upwards of $1,000 to even $1,500, depending on the mileage. But this one's just going to be strictly scrap. So we're going there now. I'm going to keep track of how many hours I spend on this car, and I'll show you what the profits will be. Catalytic converter, battery, wheels, scrap weight, part out. There's lots of different things. There's even more that we'll talk about when we get the car and we start tearing into it. So I'm just going to keep track of the time throughout the day that I spend on it. I can't work on it from 9 to 12 because I've got other stuff I've got to do, but I'm going to get the car and we'll work on it here and there, scrapping it out. And yeah, we'll talk about it more when we get it loaded up, but right now it's starting at 9 o'clock. It's about 15 minutes from my house, so we're gonna go grab it, and I'll show you guys that. All right, so we just loaded it up. It actually runs. It's got a battery light on, and I don't know if the head gasket's blown or what, but we'll get it back and check it out. Either way, the title's been junked, so it's just going to be parts. But let's get it back. Here she is, all loaded up. I'm going to get it back now, but you can just see got a little damage to it. Got some nice tires. But yeah, just going to head back now and we'll dig into it. All right, here it is. Here is the Jeep that we picked up, and I'll give you a little backstory and show you guys how you can do the same thing and make some extra money, pay your bills, and stuff like that. So I posted a small little ad on the Nextdoor app. You can do it on Facebook, or you can just look for cars on Facebook. Lots of people list cars for $500 with blown up engines. And if you're fast enough, you can make them an offer and maybe pick them up. There's lots of competition in the scrap market. So it is hard to get them sometimes, but I found out that Nextdoor, there's a lot less competition on Nextdoor app. So I'll put my ad up now, what it looks like on Nextdoor. So that's all I say. I leave my number there and they can message me, and I tell them what I can pay. Now on this car here, they just wanted it gone. So I got this car for $100 with no title. Now you're gonna pay anywhere from, sometimes you can get them for free, that's rare, to $300 or $400, maybe more, but you really need to know what you're doing if you're paying more, because the profit margins are fairly low on scrapping cars. So this is a good Goodyear tire here. That's one, that's two, they're both Goodyears. I wonder if this has a matching set of all 4 Goodyears. Nope. We got assurance. No, it's a Goodyear. It's a Goodyear, sorry. Goodyear, pretty good tread, and a Goodyear. We've got a matching set of Goodyear wheels and tires. Those are probably gonna do pretty good for us. But let's just jump in to how to make money from these cars. The first thing that you're gonna wanna check on these cars is if they have factory catalytic converters. And there's websites and Facebook groups that you can check the numbers on, or you can just look up the car and you can get a rough estimate of how much you're gonna get for the catalytic converters. There's the catalytic converter on this car. We'll cut that off here in this video, and I'll show you the profits on it. Also, like I said, these will probably sell just on Marketplace. I bet you we can get a couple $100 for a good set of tires for a Jeep, because they fit a lot of different Jeeps. I think they fit the Liberty and the Compass and Patriots, and these are pretty good tires. But if not, the wheels, the aluminum wheels, you're going to want to pull the aluminum wheels off, because you could sell those for scrap for about $10 to $15 a piece. With the tires on them, it does make it harder. Some places won't buy them, but they're definitely worth at least $40 with the tires on them, just as scrap. And I should say, on a car like this, a newer model car, they part out really well. I'm gonna scrap this car Saturday morning, and it is Thursday today. Normally I'd like to hold on to them longer, but I'm just trying to get this process going, get this car gone. I've got too much else going on with the classic cars that I normally do. So I'm gonna give this car one day, a day and a half or so on Marketplace as a part out. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna list this right now as a part out, sell parts cheap. Hopefully we can get some parts sold. Okay, so another part of parting these out, slash scrapping them, is the battery. So you get somewhere, it depends where you are, depends on prices. Like at the time at scrapyards, you can get anywhere from $5 to $12 on batteries. I know O'Reilly's and stuff, they'll give you about $10 on a core charge back. But with this car, which I was surprised, I put the key in and it fired right up. This is a good battery. This battery will probably fetch $40, $50 on Marketplace. For someone who needs a battery for their car, instead of going and spending $100, $150, you can grab a used battery for $50. So that'll definitely be pulled out. We'll pull that out shortly. And then you got the engine on these. So it's got fresh coil packs in it. It's really, on something like this, they said it had an engine issue, and all I'm seeing is an alternator not charging. I can't risk selling this and pulling it and doing all that. So I would list this as a core, as a running core. Lots of different cars, they could have a catalytic converter that's made onto the manifold, and those are much harder to get off than the ones underneath. They're still worth it, you just have to put in the time. But on this one, we'll be able to go down here, and it might be easier if we just take those 3 nuts off and cut the back and pull it out. Another note is these O2 sensors, they sell, this is a small thing, but they're usually already on the catalytic converters. These usually sell, I think, prices have been fluctuating a lot. I don't know. I think around 80 cents to $1 a pound. So if you're processing a lot, maybe it'd be worth it. It's not really worth it for me to really pull them out. Because there's lots of micro scrapping you can do on a car. I mean, there's aluminum everywhere. Technically, if you wanted to really make the most out of your money, every piece of aluminum you want to pull out, all this wire, the whole wire harness you want to rip out. But you've also got to keep in mind your time that you're spending. Because if you spend 2 days stripping it down and you only make an extra $100, $150, then you probably could have used your time elsewhere. Another thing you don't want to forget is the actual money people leave in these cars. So we will do a little treasure hunt on this car shortly. Okay, so found this cool Jeep bag in there, which is with the owner's manual in it and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Oh, I'll be keeping that. I've actually got a 2004 Grand Cherokee that used to be my daily driver, and I was actually looking for one of these in the pool parts for a while. So it's funny that finally one came along. Got this. Not bad. Not a bad device. So that's good. Let's see. I saw that there was something back here. I don't know what this is. Let's see. Some kind of screen. Some kind of tablet or like GPS system. I don't know if that's anything or not. So, Kenny Rogers, baby. Oh yeah, we might put that on. Let's see. In there was nothing really. Let's see. There's some more change. Some business cards. All right. Let's get all this change and we'll see how much there is. Will this pull out of here? Nope. We'll get all that change out of there. I think I see a little bit in here. Yeah, saw a little bit right in there. Okay, that's just a part of it. So another thing will be eBay items. If you deal with eBay, then there you can look up certain items and see what they go for. A lot of times certain airbags on cars will go for good money, and I have learned that badges, emblems, go for pretty good from Limestone Picker Garage. So definitely check him out. He goes to junkyards and he'll pull the badges off, and usually he gets them for free or $10 for a whole bag full, or $5 or whatever it is, and he sells them on eBay and he gets pretty good money. I think his last video he sold some Mazda ones, and I think they were like $90 or something like that. So pretty good. I mean, I'm sure these Jeep ones, I don't know how they do, but I often rip off the badges anyway, just to hang on the wall. So we'll probably grab those off. Lots of eBay pieces. I'm gonna do a quick little eBay search of parts inside, like the radio and the gauge cluster and stuff like that, to see if there's anything good that is worth my time, that won't take too long to rip out and sell on eBay. I'm over here just trying to destroy stuff, see if that would pop off. But okay, I'll get back with you all here in a second. We're about to cut the catalytic converter off, and pull the battery out. Okay, so here are the tools we're gonna need. Jack stand, Sawzall, and some way to get the bolts out if you're gonna, depends on the car, really. Like I said, on this one, it's probably easiest if I just take those bolts out from the bottom there. So, anybody can make some extra money from scrapping these cars. I understand you need a trailer, but sometimes you don't. You just get started. Just try one car. Get one cheap car. Get it stripped, make $200 or whatever it is on it, depending what you get it for, and do that a couple times. Pull it home with your buddy's truck. There are ways to get this done. Save up enough money, buy yourself a cheap truck, buy yourself a cheap trailer. You don't need the best tools. These are just Harbor Freight. Those are Milwaukee, but a Harbor Freight Sawzall, Harbor Freight blades, a very cheap toolkit from Harbor Freight can take apart this whole car. Believe it or not, it can. Tire iron, take them off the tires. You don't need an impact. Yes, you're gonna spend a little bit more time, but it's the way that you have to start. You work up to getting better tools and save yourself time. So let's get this thing jacked up and see what we're dealing with under there. I think I need a longer extension. Oh, wow. Okay, let's try this again. There's one. There's actually 4 nuts on this, not 3. So there's 2. There's 3. There's 4. Just grab that out of there. You can just rip the O2 sensors out, just like that. There's our prize. Slide that out. Let's go take a look at it. Whoa. Okay. So, good sign. It's not aftermarket. If it's an aftermarket catalytic converter, I should have said this at the beginning, it's barely worth it to cut it off. They're worth somewhere between $20 to $40. I guess it is worth it to cut it off unless it's in a really hard spot. Here's our numbers: 7610561127. That's the number you're going to want to look up, and we'll see how much this cat's worth. You do want to look inside the cat, which I cannot tell here with the sun. Let me take these glasses off. Look down in here. Okay, so you'll see like a honeycomb inside there. If it is not in there and it's blown out the back, go ahead and just toss that in the car and throw that in with junk iron, because it's not worth anything. They need to be whole. Sometimes the cats get blown out and then they're not worth anything. So that's good. We will I'm gonna look that up now and let you guys know what that's worth. Okay, so I'm having a hard time finding this exact cat on the price. I'm thinking it will be somewhere around max about $150.
A lot of these American cars don't have the best cats. Neither do like Nissans. You can get lucky with some American cars. They're like some of the Caravans and stuff have pretty good ones, but which is crazy. Actually, Kias and Hondas have really good cats. But for the video's sake, we're just gonna say this is worth. Let's just go bottom dollar. Let's go $100. Yeah, we'll go $100 on it. So that will pay for the whole car. So we'll go from there. And you're gonna wanna sell your cats. If you're selling your cats, you do not wanna sell these to a scrapyard. You want to find a private buyer that buys catalytic converters and sends them to the refinery. You can also get a license to send to the refinery yourself, and we've got some of that in the works going on right now. But right now, and I actually don't sell mine right away. I've been hoarding cats for a while, so I just put it in storage, and I got a good stockpile that I like to work with. And we're gonna leave the battery in for now because I am gonna have to load this back on the trailer, but we'll just leave these loose and pull the battery out once it's on the trailer. Let's go ahead and hear this bad boy, this hot rod now. She's gonna sound like a hot rod now. Where is the key? There it is. Okay, so I just checked eBay on parts that sell on here. I just look back on a month and see what is selling consistently. And amazing enough, these headrests are selling for $50 a piece. Pretty consistently. And I believe they just pull out of here. Let's see if we can do it. Well, I'll probably do it off camera, but as much as I'm not really selling on eBay right now, but this new house I got, it does have a good area in the garage, like a loft area that I figured I was going to put some shelving up and start selling on eBay more. So these headrests are $50 a piece, and this airbag sells from anywhere from 100 to 150. Two sold like this week. This was on there for 50. I'm gonna check Amazon on these, because if these are on Amazon for $30 or something, I'm not gonna pull that. But I'll probably pull the headrest out and maybe this airbag. Probably will. I think that will probably be it. I didn't see anything else. I'll pop the emblems off the side, and we'll keep this stuff here. And yeah, so let me get these parts off, and I'll show you guys what exactly I'm keeping from this car. I guess we haven't looked back here yet. These are not Jeep floor mats. These are just aftermarket junk. So those will stay. It's got a spare tire. What is this right here? Don't know what those are. They're for your seat belts. Seatbelt covers. Okay. No thanks. And there's some. Okay. All right. Let me get these parts off and I'll show you what all we got from it. Okay, so here's officially all the goodies that we pulled off of this car. I got compass from the driver door. One of the S's on the passenger door was cracked, so I left it. That's the Jeep badge off the back. We got the Jeep airbag. Got the owner's manual in this bag. We got this little charger, which will be good to keep in the truck. We got $1.87. Got the climate control unit. The whole bezel just popped out and unplugged. The bezel's broken, so I'll just pop it out of there's just some screws in the back. Both headrests, the catalytic converter. I keep license plates to hang on the wall. I just gave these wheels and tires to a buddy. He's got a Liberty, no, Patriot, whatever. His wife drives a Patriot, and these look good enough. His tires are getting down, so I told him just bring me his, and we'll swap them out. And I'll still get the scrap weight off his aluminum wheels, and he gets a good set of wheels. He's been helping me with my house a lot, so I really appreciate that. So he gets a good set of wheels. It all works out. I'll be pulling the battery out, like I said. Sometimes you can sell these covers. I'm not dealing with that. But when I'm at the scrapyard, when I'm pulling in, or right after I get it loaded, I might pull all these fuses out too. I know it doesn't seem like much, but these are actually like $2 or $3 a piece sometimes. I might be wrong about that. I haven't bought this exact fuse in a while. But it's never a bad idea to grab all those fuses out, throw them in the toolbox in the truck. So that's it for now. I'm gonna give this 2 days on Marketplace and see if I can sell any other parts off of it. See, I started pulling those off, and the S already had a small crack in it, so it just split. I did not pull the badge off the hood yet because I had a lady that was talking about buying the hood for $100. If it doesn't happen, I'll rip the hood badge off and crush it. So that is it for now. The next clip will be us loading it up and taking this thing to smash it. All right. Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys, some yards make you drain gasoline, oil, all the fluids. Some yards will buy it without you doing that. So, and the yard I'm taking this to, I could bring it in, I could drive it in, and they'd buy it. But they give you about $30 per ton less. And sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll do that. I'm gonna try to find how much this car weighs. Should say it right on here. It says the gross vehicle weight is 4,435 pounds. We're gonna pull the wheels off. We've taken some parts off, so this should be 2 tons, this car. So draining that gas right there should get us an extra $60. And if you've got something clean to drain it into, you can also reuse it. This had about a 1/4 tank in it, and I've just drilled a small hole, and we're just gonna let that drain out into that bucket for a minute, and then we're gonna get this thing loaded up. All right, right now I'm gonna loosen up all the lug nuts and probably just leave one on. So when I get to the scrapyard, I can just pull them off. And a tip, when you're draining the gas like that, always take the gas cap off and it'll flow out much better. I did forget that today, but yeah, do that. All right, we grabbed some fuses, we got a battery. Let's get this thing taken to the scrapyard. So we're pulling over the scales here, and at this yard here, it's a little different. Instead of a light, normally they have like a light that goes green. This one's got a buzzer right on the wall there. There she is. Okay, so we got the car scrapped. Prices are low. Said it was 2,800 pounds. I feel like it would have been heavier than that, but I'm not exactly sure. I took it to a scrapyard I haven't went to before, and we got $173. Pretty low. But we've also got, so let's break it down here. We've got the $175 for the car that we just scrapped out. We've got $100 for the wheels and tires. Now, technically, I'm giving those away, but if I were to list those on Marketplace for $100, there's no doubt that they would sell. Then we've got the battery, which was good. I'm just gonna put it low at like $40 on Marketplace selling the battery. We've got the headrest, we've got the airbag, we've got the emblems, and we've got the climate control unit. All of that on eBay, low dollar, it would go for $200. So then, is there anything else? Okay, so that's it right there. Oh, we have the catalytic converter. Low dollar on the catalytic converter would be $100. It might be more than that. So if you add all that up, we're sitting, it's 210, it's 410, 510, that's about $610 out of that car. And it could be more than that. And I think that this car could have been worth maybe $220 or so, but there's the list out of everything, minus 100, minus, I would say, this is probably an overestimate, but $20 in fuel. So that puts us, we'll add it up right now, and there's the total. All right, so we got the car scrapped, and we made around $500 in potential profit, and that was about 2.5 hours doing everything, taking it to the scrapyard, picking it up, scrapping it. And about 30 minutes of that was really just recording a video. So you're looking at around $250, above $200 an hour scrapping this car out. That's pretty good. If you have a couple cars, which you can get cars every week. I mainly stick to classic car flipping, but I will pick up some junk cars here and there to make a little bit extra cash. And that's a $500 in about 2.5 hours. If you get enough of them, you can make really good money per week just scrapping out cars. This video's been a little different. If you enjoy this video, definitely hit the like, comment, and consider subscribing. And I can do more of these scrap videos. This channel, normally we buy classic cars, we flip them, we work on them, we go to auctions, stuff like that. So get out there, try try to find a deal. There are deals. I know even in small towns, big towns, there are deals everywhere, and you can make the extra cash to pay your bills and just have some extra spending money. So yeah, just thanks for watching, and we can do more scrap videos. We can do a full micro scrap on a car. I can strip it down to every wire in it. It would and just show you the ratio of time versus money and difference in that. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and get out there, find you a deal.